Okay, so before we start doing anything else, in this practical, what we're going to try and do is clean up the website a little. I mean, we've got a few bad practices at the moment. For example, the banners are copied and pasted on 2 pages. And this is going to be a problem later on, potentially, when we have many pages and we have the same banner reappearing all the time. And so that if we ever wanted to make a change, we'd have to change it in many different places. So this is obviously not a very happy solution. So what we can do instead is there are two ways around this. We can either use master pages, or another possibility is we could create a web user control. Okay, since the web user control is the easiest one to demonstrate first of all, that's what I'll go for first. Okay, so what we're going to do is create a web user control in which the banner is going to be, and then we're going to put that web user control onto all of the pages where we need to. Okay, so let's start. First of all, it's a general convention of ASP programming that you create a folder for your web controls. So I'm just going to create a new folder called web controls. Okay, and inside that folder, what we're going to do is going to create our web controls. So if we click on add, and then I choose new item, this time is typically we've always chosen web form, but this time we're going to choose web user control. Okay, and this is where we're going to have that little snippet of code which produces our banner. So I'm going to call it something like banner.ascx. You'll notice that ASCX, active server control, rather than ASPX, active server page. So we'll click on add, and underneath web controls it will create that ASCX file. Okay, now what I'm going to do is copy and paste the code which is in mobile standards.aspx, which relates to the banner, and that is essentially all of this. Okay, all of that is the banner. Okay, which I think actually also includes this div here. Very possibly, yes, it does. So all of that is the banner that we want to appear on each of the pages. So let's cut it by pressing Control X from mobile standards.aspx. Cut it. Okay, and then what we're going to do is in banner.ascx, we're going to paste that as code. So we paste that as HTML. So if I do edit, it won't allow me to paste for some reason. Let me just go back to mobile standards.aspx. Okay, for some reason I don't know what's happened. Let's just cut that again, Control X, and now I go into banner.ascx, and then I press Control V, and then the banner has reappeared in ASCX. And let's click on the design tab for that particular control, and what you should see is the banner as we've created it. There it is, mobile standards beta author week title. Okay, so now we've got that, the banner. What we can do is we can go to these other pages like mobile standards.aspx. Very importantly, what we need to do is go into the designer. Okay, and in the designer, then what we can do is drag and drop banner ASCX from the Solution Explorer into the page. Okay, so there it is. You see there, placeholder 1. I'm going to just drag banner.ascx just above there. It won't seem to allow me to get it above. That's irritating. But anyway, I'll just drop it that way anyway. Unfortunately, because I wasn't able to drag it above, it's put that in the middle. Okay, but you do have to drag it in design mode. It won't work if you drag it in scripting mode. But let's go into the source. Sorry, source mode is what I meant. If I go into source, I can just quickly move that. You see, that's what it's created. UC1 : banner. Okay, and it's put that here just under center. So I'm going to just move that from being under center. I'm going to put it right at the very top of the page where it says body. Okay, so now I've put that there. Now, I mean, there is an important, that's what it's added to the page, but also by virtue of dragging it while I was in the design mode, it's also so-called registered the control. Okay, you see it says here register source equals web controls / banner.ascx. You see, it has kind of registered the control with the page and then added the control allowed it to add the control to the page. Okay, and those two things will get automatically created if you drag from the Solution Explorer to the page as long as you are in design mode. Okay, so now as you see, there it is. There's my banner, and underneath it says placeholder 1, and that's where all the data goes. Okay, so having done that with mobile standards.aspx, I can now also do that with new article.aspx. So let me just go into new article.aspx. Okay, so let's open that by double clicking on it, or maybe not, maybe just try opening on it. Okay, so now again, well, we've got this here. I'm going to remove what we've currently got, and then I'm just going to type in some just some silly text such that it will allow me to paste above the form or drag above the form here. So there it is. So this is my new article page. Now I drag the banner.aspx from there to the page. I can then remove that text that I added to make just allows me to drag and drop. And again, what it will have done inside the source is registered the banner and also put the banner into the page. Okay. Now the nice thing about that means I can now edit the banner and it will change on all pages. So if I go into banner.aspx, let's get rid of this author week title because I think we're not really using that. Okay, so let's just delete that. Okay, and in fact let's go into the source because there's a number of divs there that we don't really need. So let's get rid of that second div. Okay, and then get rid of some of this extra space here. Okay, it's not really necessary. Okay, and then let's go back into the design view, and there you see mobile standards beta. Maybe it's a bit large now. Let's kind of make it a bit smaller. Okay, and now so we've created their mobile standards beta there. Now if I go back into the other pages like mobile standards.aspx, what should happen is maybe I need to save it first. But let us having changed banner.aspx, probably what I do need to do is actually run it. So let's actually play mobile standards.aspx. So click on mobile standards.aspx and then I play it. What should happen is that the suitably changed banner should now be appearing in the head of the page. And the beautiful thing about this will mean that we won't have to copy and paste code anymore between pages. All we have is reference to the banner. And as you see here, now we've got the banner and it's not got its author week and title at the top, it just goes straight into the table. Okay, and if I click on new article.aspx, we should also see that same banner appear above the page, which allows us to click in the article. So that is a very powerful technique, which is very good to enable us to use repeated kinds of code. Now, this might not only be at the top. I mean, we might indeed also have stuff at the bottom of pages, things like contact details and stuff like that, which we might also wish to repeat. So that is, as I say, one method we can use to use repeating code in the website.